Entertainment After Dark.
Episode 4, Boston Sea.
And BowTie.
We've got Heather Lavender here
Hello.
and Billy O'Brien.
Hello.
Woo-woo. Woo-woo. Oh. Well, am I starting out? I got something for our guest, for Billy.
Ooh.
It's like Christmas season.
It is.
So,
Holidays.
yes, if you could just pass this down to him. Yeah.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Got him a little present there. And that logo design on there was made by our very own Rockin' Roy. He kind of took our logo and turned it into that for us. So that's kind of a prototype that we're testing out there. I thought it'd be good. Billy would like that.
Yes. I like that a lot.
I
Thank you, sir.
do see you wearing a lot of hats, Billy.
Yes, it's very consistent.
There's a lot of hats.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes. Yeah, I have, I think, over 30 at this point. Counting, like, baseball caps, fedoras, and Panamas.
Well, let's talk about a little bit why we got Billy on here as our guest today.
Hello.
Right.
So Billy is Heather's boyfriend, and he is in a few different bands.
I am. Yes.
You wanna tell us a little bit about the bands you're in, Billy?
Yes, I am the primary songwriter and frontman and guitarist of Hemlock Theory. We've been a project for about 4 years now. We have 2 albums out so far and are in the midst of recording a third one. Our next shows are December 28th at Local 506 in Chapel Hill with Moore County's Frozen Charlottes, as well as New York's Negative Racks and RNBX. And then January 2nd, we're at Neptune's Parlor with Ben's Birds. After that, I'm also the rhythm guitarist of Solar Illusion. We're based out of Stanford. Both bands I've listed so far are based out of Stanford. Solar Illusion just came out with the second album. It's called Shrink. And then Solar Illusion's next show is until the 23rd, all the way in Boone, at the Tap Room. And then I just recently joined Scarlet Tantrum as bass player. And that's been fun so far. So yeah.
All right, and I know on our last episode we talked a little bit about how you had the opportunity to get up with one of Billy's bands to sing. You guys want to tell us about that experience together? And I know we have a special extra guest host to bring out here that we can mention.
That one will come out soon. So it was in October. Hemlock Theory was playing at King's in Raleigh, and Billy wasn't feeling very well. So he asked me the night before the show if I would sing the songs for his band. And I sang, I think, 6 of the songs out of the set.
I think so. Somewhere around there.
It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. I was pretty nervous, but also pretty excited.
Pretty last
Mostly
minute.
excited.
She learned pretty last minute. Like, it was the day before, if not the day of. Thankfully, I had the day off, which was nice. Of work. I work at Lowe's Foods. And yeah, she did great. It was a wonderful time. And that same day, we got a teddy bear. I got her a teddy bear. His name is Neptune. We have crowd surfed him at multiple shows now. You want to bring him up?
Oh, yes.
All right. Here comes our next
So
guest.
that's kind of our one of our
Signatures.
things. Funny stories after dark is crowd surfing a teddy bear. We've done it at multiple shows.
Yeah, we've done it with in one of my bands. We've done it for a Hemlock set, and then we did it for Bethras.
We're gonna crowd surf him again tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see Fifth Floor after this. Fifth Floor is a wonderful band from Greensboro that I'm friends with. They're popping off now. They just released an album. Yeah. Hangar 1819 is a venue. It's a very big venue for a local band. So, proud of them.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That sounds awesome.
Indeed.
Did you have any maybe after dark stories for Scarlet Tantrum's band yet, or is it still too new?
Yeah, I've only done 2 shows so far, and both of those were fairly, like, by the books. We did a show at Bonbros in Cary, and then we did a show at a wedding venue for like a corporate event. That one was cool.
But I know, so you helped her as far as writing on one of her songs, didn't you?
Yes,
Is that
yeah. I had an instrumental that I wanted female vocals on. It was very heavily inspired by a Bring Me the Horizon song called Limousine. So I sent it her way, and she immediately got to working on it. She was like, I've always wanted to write kind of a darker song, both lyrically and sonically. So that's how that came to be.
cool?
Yeah.
And then the other band was Solar Illusion, right? You got to have some wild stories. I mean, I've seen the rest of that band, and it looks like there's got to be some wild stories there.
Yeah, I'm kind of blanking on like the crazy parts, but
I've got let's see. At the last show at 506, local 506, I painted their drummer DT before they got on stage. He asked me to paint the stars and planets on him, so I did
That's
it.
right. I did see that on
Yeah.
Facebook.
in
Whole
both
body?
So he took off his shirt and we went outside in the cold, and so we put black paint all over his chest and back, and then I put a bunch of white dots to be the stars, and I painted the earth on his back.
That was wild.
it was she did a wonderful job, and yeah, DT likes to like paint his body for both bands that he's in. Very heavily inspired by like 21 Pilots, the way that they paint themselves. So yeah,
That sounds really fun and unique.
it is really fun. It is so creative. Yeah. So yeah, that's one fun one. I don't know why I'm blanking. There's been a lot of circle pits, of course. A lot of just moshing and the general fun stuff. But as far as
That sounds
That's a
like
bit
some,
that we do all the time. We got from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
We say general or major, and we're like, oh, general, something, major.
I was thinking about Chinese
Major
food
problem.
for some reason when you said that.
Okay, that's fair too.
Maybe because we haven't
General
eaten since breakfast, but Boston's got some roast beef sitting over here pretty close to me. It was very tempting.
One time at a show we did outside of a comic shop in Burlington, where one guy literally just stopped in the middle of the turning lane for almost our entire set.
Sorry, you have a bug on your face.
I was wondering what that was.
I don't know what it was. I just flicked it off.
So
Yeah,
he
it's like
stopped in the
he stopped in the
turning-
middle of the turning lane
Just watched your show
and
from
watched
there?
our entire set.
Oh,
It was a short set, but still, it was kind of weird. And I
That
was
is
like, I really respect what you're doing, but also, people need to turn. Like, it wasn't like directly at the turn; it was pretty far back, but so people could still turn in that lane. But this bug is very attractive to me, apparently.
It stayed on your shirt, and it was on your shoulder.
if it's on
and
my
then
shirt,
here,
that's
and then
fine.
Didn't
On
know
my
if it
face
would
could
try
be
to
more
crawl on your
problematic
face
depending on
again.
what bug it is. I could have lost a little bit of blood or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure if it was a spider
Ooh.
or something else. I couldn't tell how many legs it had.
Nice.
You're supposed to be humming that song when there's a break like that, Heather. Remember?
Any more questions so far?
I mean, we haven't mentioned the Christmas tree yet. No, the whole reason, like, for this locale and the way we're sitting today is to get this Christmas tree in the picture.
Rock and roll tree.
This is my rocking around the Christmas tree. I have blow up ornaments on this tree. It's a saxophone, a couple of guitars, a couple of mics. Got the blow up drum underneath, a boombox. I've got multiple guitar ornaments, Santa singing. I've got Woodstock and Snoopy playing guitar with a speaker up there. Just full music theme. And my mother actually, that record on the top is an actual old record. It's a Christmas record, and she with glitter paints wrote "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree" and put a whole bunch of music notes up there to fully complete my rock and roll Christmas tree for this
That's
year.
really cool.
We all have supportive mothers here, and it rules.
Yes,
Seriously.
It makes such a difference.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, we're as far as Christmas, I know we still got one more senior center that we're hitting on our Christmas tour. It's their Christmas party there at the
That was so
Hamlet
fun.
Senior Center.
I really enjoyed
It's
the
going
one
to
I
be
played.
on the 23rd.
23rd, right? 23rd.
The senior center was actually the very first gig I ever played when I was 15. So, yeah, it was the Enrichment Center in Sanford, North Carolina. Played like a 30-minute set. I dressed as Elvis once. It wasn't that one. It was a different time I played there, but I did dress as Elvis once. That was fun. But yeah.
Yes, Billy was definitely at our first Christmas concert in the series at Rayford. He did a good set on the guitar, which is on our YouTube channel as of this morning. So, trying to get some more of that content out there.
Heck yeah.
Facebook is not very friendly on us posting a bunch of music on there, so we used
Cabaret
to
Love and
post a lot
Facebook
more. Yeah,
are wonky. Yeah.
but when we get original songs, we can post those on there
Oh.
without. So that'll be good. And Billy is a
Yep. I do have
music
2 albums
writer,
out.
so
I do have 2 albums out. Yeah.
and then I found a little bird told me today that Heather is actually contemplating doing some songwriting as well.
Heck yeah.
Well, I do really want to start my own band. We talked about that on the last episode. I haven't written any songs yet, but I would really like to do like originals, but probably start with covers and work my way into the originals.
And so Boston has some original songs from the past that she
Nice.
wrote. Like, how long ago was that?
Gosh, I wrote those songs when I was 15, 16 years old. I was actually produced in a small studio in Tingsboro, Massachusetts when I was 16 for one of my original songs. It didn't go anywhere. We never ended up really doing anything with it, but I do still have that contract, and I've got a demo CD. I think I gave the last one I had a physical copy of to Franklin Branch. He said he still has it. He listens to it.
Hmm.
But it's 3 of my original songs and 3 cover songs. And it's funny because I look back at that music that I used to make and I listen to it and I'm like, why were you rushing?
Hmm.
The end of the song was always going to be the end of the song. Why were you going so fast?
Hmm.
It's amazing to see the growth that I've had, even after dropping off from music for a few years before getting back into my guitar again, learning tempo and time, and just getting comfortable with my instrument. It's definitely noticed listening back.
Nice. It is very
So,
fun to go back and listen to like guitar work I did when I was 16. Like I don't always feel like I'm like a super adequate guitarist, but comparatively, it's just night and day. So I understand that completely.
so I've never like written any songs on my own, but thanks to AI now, I can put ideas in and it can write songs. But there apparently seems to be some controversy on whether uh, putting a song in AI creating it. You know, I mean, is that a way of the future? I mean, or I know there's with all 3 of y'all being original song artists. I mean, is there room in the music industry for AI written
No.
songs? You say no?
Yeah, I'm pretty firmly against AI and generative material in general. I find it a bit threatening to what I do, which is scary. And then, because like I like the idea of making art just for the sake of art, and AI unfortunately has the problem of kind of being made more for commodity and commercialization, which is not ideal to me. And yeah, I don't want it to also take away from anyone that I care about what they do. And unfortunately, it does kind of threaten that. So I'm pretty firmly like, I won't touch it. But
I can
yeah,
I can really relate to what you're saying because I don't know. I used to be a photographer,
oh,
and but I use a actual real camera and film, and I went in a dark room and I developed my pictures. And
nice.
when computers came out and digital photography came out, I mean, it wiped out a lot of what I used to do,
Yeah, and
and
I really
it pretty much I was so discouraged from the whole thing that I just really got out of photography for a long time.
Thanks, man. I
And
would
then
love to see your work sometime.
yeah, now I pretty much now I do stuff with my phone, and then here in last year or two I have started to play with a little bit of AI stuff and just try to get a little creative, with that. But it took me a long time to do anything with any kind of digital photography because of that,
I
because
get
I was
that.
used to
Yeah.
in the dark room doing it, and so I can definitely relate to the concerns, and
I appreciate
I
that.
don't know if this AI music is really the wave of the future like people are trying to say it is, but they do kind of all they have a certain kind of a sound to them that's very similar, and then the little AI voice people tend to pronounce words very funny in the song, so it don't sound. You can tell it's AI generated.
Yes, yeah, it's at least easy to tell.
They call me BowTie all the time instead of
BowTie.
bow tie, so I mean, it does kind of mess things up.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
But
Yeah,
so I definitely that's going to be a hot topic
it is. It is very
for
hot.
for a while, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But it's definitely controversial, I would think.
The main controversy I have about that is, you hear some places doing songwriting competitions and things like that, and where is the line drawn between, is this an original songwriting competition, must be organically written, or can this be an AI assisted? And do we allow AI assisted songs and organically written songs from artists to be entered into the same competitions? Is that fair? Is that fair to these artists that are not just coming up with concepts and typing them into an AI generation and then readjusting with electronics to meet their voice if part of that competition is to perform these songs? It's preset for them, it's rehearsed, it's not created from the ground level up, note by note, you know, word for word. It's pre-laid out for them just off of a small concept versus the time and energy it truly takes for these other organic songwriters to get that work out there. I don't believe it's fair if we allow those two to cross over in the same competition. And then, as well as, the question of, is there room for AI? Me personally, I think it really depends on where it's being used. Are we AI generating commercial sounds just for advertisement purposes, just on TV to advertise a product? Maybe that's different. But it's also taking away jobs from very, very talented writers.
And when you're using these songs for ads and stuff, a lot of times if you take an original song and you try to put it on a place like Facebook or whatever, you've got several different um, places trying to say, "Oh, we own the copyright to this song," and then you have Facebook trying to charge you now for all these people are getting a piece of the money. So it's like who really owns the rights to these songs? I mean, BMI or I mean what company really owns these rights?
Mm.
And so it's definitely complicated, and I know just music has been shared out there freely now for quite a many years. I know I can remember back when it was first started all this controversy because once the internet started to boom, music was just easily people were just easily able to go get whatever song they want and listen to it without paying anything. So not having to buy CDs anymore. Man, we
I
used
love CDs.
I do love
yeah, we
CDs.
used to just have to have
I have a
CDs
huge
for
collection of
everything.
CDs, and I really like to get CDs for every artist that I really like, if I can find their CD.
You got mine. Mm.
Yes, I did.
What's your take on AI generated songs, Heather?
I feel like it really threatens, writers who are coming up with their own songs on their own, just with their brain. I I mean, you guys really said a lot of what I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had asked Heather earlier today. We were just talking, and I just had asked her about it because a friend of mine has an AI generated song, and he was interested in Heather singing it for him in her actual voice, but the song itself was AI generated, and Heather said that she opted to just stay away from that because she didn't want to encourage it, I guess, because of her friends that actually write the entire songs and all, and it's like where's the line at there, I guess, is the.
That's something I'm curious about now too. Maybe there's a way we can put up a poll and a link up to it. Let's get our audience's take on AI in the music industry. What you believe may be positive about it, what you may believe be negative about it. Let's see what the people think.
I see a lot of memes out there about how like there's ones where you tell the AI to recreate an image exactly, and then it comes out completely different after redoing that like 70 times. Or there's like some of the songs made for comedic purposes, just like, oh, I've told the AI to use this prompt, and it just came up with this hilarious thing. But I feel like for using it for like seriously writing a song, I feel like that's a threat. But I guess just to show what the AI does. I don't know.
Is anyone commenting in our comment section? Because I'm not very good at
I saw
looking at
one
that.
person
So.
say no to AI, and I tried not
Yes.
to laugh.
Yes.
What
I was
they
like,
say?
hello.
No, I haven't seen the comment.
What they
Yeah, I
say?
looked at Facebook. Someone literally just said no to AI.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Kelsey Smith.
Hi,
Hey,
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Crowd engagement's also what we're looking for here.
Oh,
If anybody
absolutely.
who's watching has any questions for any of us, our guest Billy, Heather, myself, BowTie, we are happy and here to answer questions.
We have some stuff coming up this week.
Yes.
Uh, Monday. Where you at, Heather?
On Monday, me and Boston will be doing open mic karaoke at Legends.
Legends Bar in Southern Pines, North
That's a fun
Carolina.
spot.
Yes.
Oop. I've been struggling with this chair.
Oh.
Well, one of these days I'll figure out some better seating, but until then I fidget.
I know Wednesday I'm gonna be at Strikers doing
Nice.
karaoke there, and someone will be at the Lone Star. Who's it? Green Star.
I think it's Boston this week.
I think it's me this week. Yep. Green Star
Yes.
Saloon, located below the Buggy Factory in Carthage, North Carolina. We're there from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.
And
Do y'all have a favorite venue that y'all do karaoke? If you're allowed to, if you feel comfortable answering that. Do you have a favorite venue that you run karaoke at? No shade to any of them, of course.
right.
Honestly,
They're all
I don't think I have a favorite venue for one particular reason. I think it would be, a certain vibe. What am I looking for that night?
That's fair.
What kind of energy is the space providing? Each
Mhm.
place is my favorite for a different reason, if that makes sense.
That does make actually perfect sense. I understand that.
Yeah,
I
can
love
Just
every
get
one
via
of them.
songwriting as well. That makes perfect sense. Like I
Yeah.
like certain aspects of each song I write. Like I have a favorite guitar solo that I've written. I have a favorite lyric I've written, melody, chord progression, etc. I don't have a favorite song I've written specifically.
I mean, I tend to be partial to Strikers, but I think it's just my history with it, the venue, because it was when I first started doing karaoke. I wanted to do karaoke there. They were hesitant to start, and we just kind of had a just kind of history there. But we got things going a little bit, and then the crowd started to drop off a little bit, and they're like, "We're going to cut it back to once a month." And then the people that were going were showing up, and I wasn't there. and they were, asking the bar, hey, where's BowTie? So it's just like the crowd demanded me back. So I just feel, I feel very welcome there, and you're very comfortable there, kind of like family
I get that.
atmosphere, because
Yeah.
it's like all my buddies come hang out with me there. So to me, that one's just comfortable to me because it's home. But and that being said, me and Boston often talk about we don't want to get too comfortable anywhere
Yeah.
because if you get too comfortable, you're not going to grow. So we've always got to keep, going out and exploring new venues and exploring new, options out there. And that doesn't mean that I'm not still going to be at Strikers on, Wednesday and Saturday, but there's other days of the week, and there's definitely other venues, especially in South Carolina. We have talked about doing karaoke down there, and we really haven't. And then, of course, we've moved into your neck of the woods into Sanford. We're going to be coming back again on the first Friday in January, back to the old Hugger Mugger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Billy will not be able to attend that one because he will be having a show in Neptune's
I do.
in
Yeah.
Raleigh.
Neptune's Parlor, January 2nd, with Ben's Birds.
But y'all definitely had a blast there the last time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely. It was a lot of fun. We got a pretty good crowd. So Billy was there.
I was there. My bandmates were there as
Yeah,
well.
his bandmates were there.
My mom. My mom goes to just about everything I do.
My dad went.
And also on Thursday nights, we invade Moore County. We have the karaoke invasion of Moore County every Thursday night.
Yes.
Yeah, we do Dugan's Pub in Pinehurst and O'Donnell's Pub in Southern Pines, and Heather and I will switch back and forth weekly at those locations.
McDonald's goes so hard.
It definitely gets wild at O'Donnell's. I think honestly, the majority of our interesting stories have either happened at O'Donnell's or Dugan's.
Yeah, I think. Well, those are the nights that go for the latest, and they tend to get a lot of people there. And so, whenever you have a lot of people there really late, you're very likely to have a lot of wild things happen.
Yeah, I have noticed the later it gets, the weirder it gets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The oh, are you still talking about Thursdays? Or are we ready to? Because this Friday is going to be all three of us are going to be different locations.
Yes.
That doesn't happen too often, but I'm actually going to be at the Sandhills Bowling Center. I don't go there too often, but you just every so often, the friends with the manager down there. His name's Steve, and of course our buddy Mike Alton. He bowls down there, and he loves to sing some karaoke. So I'm going to be getting together with him. He's going to have his nice bows set up out there. We're going to have microphones and stands, for up to four people. I mean, we're going to be able to handle a crowd out there. So we're going to be having like a little Christmas karaoke party out there, and that'll be this Friday. And of course, Boston. Do you even know where you're going to be this Friday?
I believe I'm going to be at Rudino's this Friday in Southern Pines.
Boston doesn't keep track too far in advance.
And it's not that I don't have a calendar or use it, but my attention span and retention itself are very, very small. You can tell me where I'm working Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, I've already forgotten. By Thursday, you've already told me 3 more times. And sometimes by Friday morning, I'll still call and ask, where am I working tonight? Where are you going to be?
And of course, we got Heather.
On Friday, I'll be at Fat Man's Kitchen. So it'll be my first time running it there by myself. It's
Ugly
our second
sweater.
time running karaoke there
It was a
since
cool
they've
spot.
opened up. It was really fun.
Nice
It
vibe.
was really fun this last Friday.
They're gonna have an ugly sweater there too this Friday.
Hell
They
yeah.
are located in Lylesville, North
Yeah,
Carolina.
Lysville. Anybody that went to Crazy J's, that is the same building. They have changed the stage. I don't know if
Yes.
Boston was aware of this.
Yeah, the
This
stage was
stage
moved
is
to the middle
moved
of the
to the
wall.
middle of the back wall. It's no
Yes.
longer back in the corner. It's centered. It comes to a little point. So,
And they have some nice greenery in the background now too.
yeah. Yes, there's a golf course on the wall. I'm not sure how you get the ball to stay up there, but we've got plenty of time to figure that out. We'll check that out this Friday if you go see Heather at Fat Man's Kitchen. I think they're going to have some wing specials too again.
Ooh.
I'm still over here trying to mentally picture how this, what was it,
It's a triangle.
5 foot across at the most of the length of this triangle, what it looks like coming to a point sticking out of the wall. I'm
Yes, it's
just,
been flipped around the other way. It's very wild looking.
Almost like a walkway. Run.
Yes,
just
it
enough to
goes
fit
to
a
a
drum
point.
set, just enough to fit a
Yeah.
singer up there individually, put the drums in the side.
Everybody
And
else
then
is
we
going to
could
be
fit
stuck on the
groups up there
floor.
to sing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we could use
The
Wider
stage
at
is
the
a little
back.
bit bigger than it
All
used to
right,
be.
I'm starting to see it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing how this could be functional.
Right.
At first thought, I'm like, excuse me. It just,
Boston's like, I don't got
But
to go there and check this place
I'm
out.
starting
I've
to
already
see
been
it.
there before. And then they changed the stage up, so that's going to change the whole dynamic of how she sets up. But she'll get it figured out in the future.
I don't do well with change unless it's like planned change. If it's sporadic change, because change is necessary, change is good. But if I'm going in with a pattern of expecting something for near 2 years and then all of a sudden it switches, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I melt. It's like my brain melts in that moment. So it's like, all right, like I go through this process of, oh my God, that's awful. This could never work. Maybe it could work like this. And we work our way into, okay, I can see how that'll work. It'll all be fine.
Yes. Then
It's a good
Saturday, I'm
thing we
going to
told
be
you
doing
now.
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying it's a good thing we told Boston now that the
Right.
stage is
Give her the
different.
heads up
Thank you.
so she can
Of
be
course, of
stressing
course.
about it now instead of thinking about the podcast. She'll be thinking about that little triangle for the rest of the show.
There was a period of time when we first started running karaoke. Well, when I first started running, because I couldn't go into a location without BowTie, but even when I was capable of hosting a show alone, I could not go into a new location without him there because I wasn't familiar with the surroundings, the people, the building itself. So I had to get comfortable with those shifts until I learned how to do sound in any space, and then it gave me a little bit more confidence to go into new locations. But I still go through the same mental process every single time there is change.
But yeah, Saturday I'll be back at Strikers for their ugly sweater night, Christmas karaoke. So that'll be another fun night at my old stomping ground, Strikers there. And I don't think we've lined up our guests for next Sunday yet. Not that I've heard of, but next Sunday we'll be back to some kind of podcast somewhere.
We have a list of a few people. We have mentioned it to a few people. I think we just need to get together on figuring out exactly what we want next week's podcast topics to be and
Right?
see who we have on our list.
Yeah. Or even if we don't get together on what our topics will be, Bowtie might just throw out some controversial something. You never know.
Wing it. Just wing it.
Oh, I wanted to talk about. So I was not here last week. I had went to Tennessee, and I got to sing. It was at a. It was a little. It was on the town square, basically, in this little town called Petersburg, Tennessee, where we were in the middle of the square on a gazebo. Literally, cars was driving around us, and I mean, we were singing a little bit of Christmas music, a little bit of classic country, and then Santa comes up on a four wheeler. I mean, we're talking country town here, but it was a very enjoyable time, and I really appreciate Danny Pig for inviting me out there to be part of that. But on our uh, trip up there, when me and Miss Bowtie finally got on the road, because it was a little rocky. I was supposed to go to an Alabama concert. Boston got me some tickets for my birthday, and I was going to go see Alabama. But Mrs. BowTie apparently was not staying hydrated well, but she got so bad she had to literally go to the emergency room. And so that kind of put our trip a little bit on delay. But she, to make a long story short, as far as she was going to just go there and try to get hydrated, but she spent most of the day there. So we ended up missing the concert, but we did get on the road to Tennessee. We made about halfway. And here we were driving after dark, have to go to the restroom, as will happen on these kind of trips when you're traveling, whether it's light or dark. But we go to this Exxon, and at the hospital, they told Heather that her magnesium was low. So she's looking. Sometimes these gas stations, they'll have some fresh fruit out there. And lo and behold, they had a basket of bananas out there. They were all brown, so she didn't get any of them, but they did have the fruit out there. But
Gross.
yeah,
Gross.
that was also the same one, the same place when I went to use the actual restroom. Now they had the toilet seat was duct taped back together, where somebody had broke it. Instead of getting another toilet seat, they decided, just put some duct tape on it. So yeah, we were definitely in some
Toilet seats
backwoods.
at Walmart cost less than $10, folks.
I mean, duct tape is almost that much. Really, it's crazy. But it's just like Ms. Bowtie wanted me to be sure and share that with y'all. I was going to tell y'all about that last week, but we weren't able to make the connection work, so I had to miss last week's show.
I'm just happy we have proper sound channeling through and praying we don't cut out halfway through on my mic. I was using an old mic set last week, and that was completely my fault for thinking that one of those mics was going to last the entire show without cutting out.
At least I did get to add some effects to last week's show. I did play with it a little bit, so even though I wasn't here in person, I did play with the after product that we put out.
We're still learning and deciding how we want to do this, trying new things, scrapping ideas, trying
Hmm.
more.
Apparently, we're not going to be using as much AI now that I realize that everybody's frowning at me all the time. I'm still going to have to use some. I mean, but
Well,
I'm
there's
not
been
going to.
some really fun ones though.
Right.
That
I
they're
don't
pretty fun
know.
to watch.
I don't know what time we started, so I don't know when an hour is going to be up because we started late, right?
I think we started like 4:25.
I can't see the timer all the way across the room on the thing to see how long we've actually been going. I know we're trying to stay around the hour mark on the.
What are y'all's biggest influences as far as music goes? Performance? Anything of that sort?
I've had this tickle in my throat all day. Excuse me. I don't know. I think if vocally, I've always looked up to Pink and Alicia Keys. Um, I'm really into soul. Performance wise, I mean, I was just talking about this the other day. Watching Pink, the things she does to train, especially for her aerial acrobatics while singing. I want to be Pink when I grow up. I mean, come on, Batty. Like, not just how she looks, not just how she performs, but who she is as a person in the world. Like, that is truly someone worth celebrating to me in the music world. She does some amazing things. That's I look up to her and what I want to do with my career. Vocally, Alicia Keys has always been my heart. I have been working on perfecting my own rendition of If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys since 2015. when I bombed my The Voice audition in New York. We live and we learn. We take them as lessons. We don't back down. But performance-wise, yeah, definitely Pink is somebody I look up to, but I don't know where to pull that confidence from. It's hiding in there deep down somewhere, but I don't know how to break it out. I don't know where it's hiding, but that's who I want to embody one day. What about you, BowTie? When you get up on that karaoke stage, you're singing some of your favorite songs. Who do you want to embody? Who is your influence in your performance and your vocal style and genre preference?
Kind of when I started doing karaoke and started um, KJ and the crowds would be really small and I have to just sing a lot. I used to just kind of put a lot of feelers out and try to see what the crowd was feeling. And as far as what kind of music that I was going to sing, and that I tend to like the '90s country. That tends to be very influential on the kind of music that I seem to do the best with. I think in my, hmm, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I said that seems to be
It suits your voice, yeah.
the one
I
that
understand that.
that works well with me. But I know from doing our karaoke world championship competitions and stuff, and talking to some of these judges that actually judge for these bigger shows like The Voice and American Idol and some things like that. That those shows a lot of times they're not looking for people that are singing all kind of genres. They want you to be specific on what kind of music you're doing, not just try to go all over the board like that. They want you kind of
Comfortable and confident in your style.
yeah. You need to figure out what your style is, and you need to just go with that. And
What is your wheelhouse? Not the wheelhouse you want to be in, but what is your
right,
wheelhouse and how can you get comfortable
yeah,
within it and expand?
we have a lot of people that I like this kind of music, but that might not be what's best for their voice and what they can. Like you said, it's not in their wheelhouse. You can I like all kinds of music. That don't mean I can sing them, and sometimes I do try to get up because it is karaoke. So I mean,
This
it's
is
not
not for
always a competition.
professionals.
It's definitely a lot of times we're out there to have fun at the end of the day, and so I'm not I'm not afraid to jump way out of my wheelhouse and just try something crazy
I respect that.
every now and
I
then.
do. Yeah, it's fun to branch out. Like sometimes I'll do a song that's completely out of my like wheelhouse as well for that reason. We recently at last week at O'Donnell's there was a radio executive and
Yes.
now it's making me reframe that and think I should just do what songs fit me best always. But still, I for the most part absolutely agree with you that like it's fun to just branch out every so often. I don't rap super well, but sometimes it's fun to do like California Love and stuff.
'Cause that was the one that you sang right before she came to talk to you, right?
Correct.
Yes, yes.
And another thing is too for creatives that find a song that they want to be able to do that song, but it may not fall in their style. We have creatives like you who take a rap song, get it to acoustic, and kind of mold it into what's within their
Yeah.
wheelhouse in order to perform it.
Yes.
And I love that creativity. I mean, to me, like people are using AI to be doing those things, but the fact that people can do that organically, true talent, true art.
So I saw an open mic at Legends. You did an acoustic version of Gangster's Paradise.
I did. That one's fun to do.
So that was
Yeah.
really cool.
I think you mashed up No Diggity in one of those too.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
had to be one of my
I
favorites for
often
sure.
do a mashup of No Diggity
I love
and No Scrubs.
mashups. So are we going to be seeing some mashups at your concert here at the end of the year?
Full band stuff, we don't usually do it,
Mhm.
just because that's three more people, or two more or three more people typically to
Right.
train that, and that's so much more like fine tuned. But we'll sometimes like transition very quickly between songs. So like you can almost count that in the same wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Because like songs that are in the same key can transition well, super well immediately. Songs with maybe a drum intro can pop one or the other. Stuff like that.
I was checking out some of the comments, and yes, one of our listeners has given me permission to do fun photos with AI. I'm just not allowed to write songs with AI.
Comfortable middle ground.
So, even though they killed my photography career, I'm still, but it wasn't
Still
AI.
pushing for it.
That was digital in general that did that. That you can take better pictures with my. I can take better pictures with my phone now. A lot less work than I used to have to take pictures on rolls, go get the film processed, then
This
go in there and print them out. And if I had to dodge and burn something to make it look right, now I could do it just in seconds on this telephone. So
this
it's crazy.
this actually reminds me of one time we were playing the Den in Winston Salem, and some lady had a full VHS camera. It was taller than me. Um, and she asked, "Can I video your set?" I'm like, "Please do." That's so cool. Her name was Delilah. I don't remember her social media, but she was very nice.
Yes, a friend of mine, we would go to like pro wrestling matches, and I'd be snapping the pictures, and he'd have his full-on VHS camera recording them. And a lot of those recordings he made have been now put on the digital, thanks to another friend of ours, Brian Turner, who put them on his. They're on his YouTube channel. A lot of our old wrestling matches we used to promote is on there. So it's crazy. So there is a lot of stuff getting saved now thanks to digital that could have disappeared by the wayside otherwise, and being shared with a lot bigger audiences than it would have otherwise been. People that wrestle for us, or their children are able to go, and grandchildren are able to go watch them. So it's pretty awesome. And that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as the music that we're doing now. It's being preserved digitally, so future generations. There's my great great grandpa BowTie up there singing some Johnny Cash song.
I've been sitting here trying to rack my brain about any other crazy stories I've had over the past couple of months.
I'm sure I'll think of them after the podcast is over.
Isn't that how it
I
always
know
works,
I
though?
will. Yeah.
Did nobody tell Billy what the podcast was about before we invited him on? That might be. We
No,
might
they
need
did.
to.
I just had a hard time thinking of it
Oh,
thus far.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
they were like Heather specifically was like, "Yeah, think of crazy nightlife stories." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, yeah." And then I couldn't really think of any.
And then, of course, the moments that were just like in our everyday life, talking to somebody else, like, "Oh my God, you want to know what happened at my work the other night?"
Right.
We don't have a pen or paper or the sense to write it down in that moment as we're excitedly talking about it for our later podcast. I'm constantly saying, "Ooh, this one's gonna make some good content." Did I write it down? Did I remember to speak about it? No, no, I didn't. We'll eventually not have some awkward dead silence in the middle of these things. One day we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll
I
get
mean,
comfortable with this with a nice flow.
Oh yeah.
Heather was supposed to hum every time it got silent like that, but she's been dropping the ball on
Maybe we should get one of those like the soundboard that has like the preset sounds, and when we like just start getting into awkward silences, I can just
it.
press some
Hit a
random
random button and
buttons.
see what sound it makes.
Yeah.
I've got one of those little gizmos at the house. I'll do that. But that's yet
Bring
another
it to
thing
the
we'd have
next podcast setup.
it takes us longer to set up than it does actually do the podcast. So time to
Well,
get all these little gadgets.
Yeah,
Heather.
we may start actually filming these podcasts truly after dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
maybe.
start
You
at
never
4
said your
o'clock setting
influences.
up, and by midnight we'll actually be starting.
Oh.
Heather never said her influences as far as vocals and performance
Oh,
goes.
Oh, right.
I also
That's
haven't.
true. That's true.
I'd say.
Um, let's see. So, if you guys see me sing at karaoke, you probably see me sing a lot of like Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Janis Joplin, um, and so I think a lot of the hair metal has been a big influence for me. Um, as far as like the style and how I want to sing and perform. Um, so like Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Aerosmith.
Yes, I love all those songs that you sing like that, and that's a perfect example
Thank
because
you, thank you.
you can sing them so awesomely. If I try to sing them, they do not sound like that. My voice is not conducive to that, to making those noise that the rockers from my childhood made. So that is awesome to see you do them. I
Well,
enjoy
thank
it.
you, thank you. And I love so many different genres of rock, but I think that's pretty much the the subgenre of rock that tends to fit my voice the best. Um, Also, I don't really sing much My Chemical Romance, but honestly, they've been a big influence for me too. um, but
Do you know where you are? You're after dark, baby.
oh, you know where you are? You after dark, baby. You're gonna
That's right.
We got another comment here that I didn't see from earlier. I think it's on the topic of AI. Tim from Whiskey Pines actually commented,
Oh, cool.
I think lots of the programs, hey Tim, I think lots of the programs have the ability to transpose, which is very helpful for different ranges.
Transposing is that's super valid. Like as a baritone, most of the stuff I listen to is out of my range, but I get that. I do.
Yeah, and I mean, like with our karaoke system, we do have the option to drop down, and not just the karaoke system, but other systems allow you to drop down or raise up the key and tempo of different songs, which
Is
has made it much more helpful for singers to want to sing songs that aren't quite within their range, but adjust it to their range and
yeah.
still keep it the original song.
It's only measured in whole steps, correct?
Um, it's in halves.
Oh,
So
okay,
minus
awesome.
one
Okay,
is a
noted.
half step, minus two is a whole, three is 1.5, so on and so forth.
Got you. Okay. I wasn't sure
That's
because I
yeah.
only
That's the
saw
way.
the
That's
full
the way our
numbers.
Carafone works. Yeah, it's saying minus one, but that's a half.
Okay.
So yeah, you just gotta do the math. But we have people that have like dropped songs like eight, so like four whole steps before, you know. So yeah, every now and then.
Got a couple of singers that do normally fast songs, but they slow them down and sing it in a different style. I think that's absolutely fantastic as well. You know, recently I slowed down a song to like 40%. Yeah, oh, and it sounded fantastic.
There are KJs whose names can't be mentioned on here, but they would actually speed up songs when they didn't think the singer was doing a very good job and try to get it over with. So they would steadily start speeding the song up so it'd be over faster. Yes, I was like, looking back now, I can see when they weren't enjoying one of my songs because I was like, isn't that song a lot faster all of a sudden than it normally is? so now that I know what was going on, mm-mm-mm. Shame on that nameless person.
Mhm. Those, for me, were lessons in how I never want to be in the music industry.
right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, from that experience from the unnamed person, I learned some things. I learned exactly the character I don't want to have going forth in this world, dealing with customers, dealing with businesses, and dealing with my, interpersonal relationships, especially my business relationships. I have experienced some shady things, and I think the biggest lesson I learned within that first year is how I never want to be. And I have to say I'm grateful for that. Thank you, unnamed source, for teaching me how I never want to be in the music industry. You claimed that this is just how the industry is. But again, I will say this speaks volumes on your character. Thank you for that lesson. I really do appreciate it.
And just because the so-called industry is that way, I mean, this is a new day and age. We're making our own way, so we don't have to just conform to the norms or whatever. Because all this access to everyone through these social media forums is, that's way more access than they had 20 years ago. So you can actually, you don't have to just do what somebody tells you. You can do things the way you want to do them and put it out there and let the people decide who they want to watch and who they want to follow and, you know, who they want to support.
And it allows these behind the scenes producers, instead of having to search and search and search and do the footwork to find the next big person, they're scrolling on social media and they're saying, all right, let me follow this one for a little while and see if they've got what we need here, or if they've got what we want. And it allows us to just put ourselves out on the line, and the right person, if we're meant for that contract, that gig, that location, they'll come. We attract, we do not chase.
Right. And I mean, we are involved in some competitions, and unfortunately, that we talked about, I think that a couple weeks ago, that brings out some negativities sometimes. But I mean, just because you don't win a particular competition at this particular time doesn't mean that something's not big for you in the future. I mean, everybody has the off night. I mean, you know, there is competitions are all different, and it's depending on what those particular judges are looking for at that particular moment. If what you're doing just happens to hit with them, so you know, I encourage people to sign up for different competitions like that because I think it helps you grow, especially ones where you can get the judges' notes and you're allowed to go back and read what the judges said. I think it helps you to grow as a singer.
And the key really is you go into this experience just for that, the experience. If you go in with the mindset of winning, the end result will always be disappointment. But if you go in with the mindset of, I am here to learn and experience, and anything that goes wrong, I can take a lesson from it. Any constructive criticism, I can take a lesson from it and grow from this. And then if you win, bonus. But if you go in with the goal of experience, you won right there because you're gaining experience. Plain and simple.
Exactly.
I really do. That's something for me that I used to struggle with. I used to have severe stage fright, and I still have stage fright to a point, but not to just stand up and sing anymore. And, that Vegas competition was the first time I've ever done anything that big. I don't even compete in our local competitions. And that was nerve-wracking for me. And I had to go in with that mindset that I'm not here to win the whole thing. I'm here to gain some experience and learn and grow. Because if I don't win, it means I'm not ready for it. And that is okay. I will be ready one day and I will find the competition that I was ready for. But until then, experience. Let me get those notes. Let me take in all of the constructive criticism. And instead of, holding it in and letting it deter me away from continuing to grow, I use it to propel me forward.
Yes, I mean, Miranda Lambert was on Nashville Star. Um, she didn't actually win that year, and yeah, she's like a huge country music star. Even though she didn't win, it didn't stop her from moving forward. You
Second
know,
second place American Idol winners usually
yes,
become more long
and
term than first place.
exactly. It's like so yeah, just being involved and getting yourself out there in front of people. That's how people are going to discover you in the first place by getting up on that stage and showing them what you got.
Mm. And hey, that door didn't open for you because there's a better one waiting around the corner that's actually meant for you.
Tick tock, you don't stop.
Hold that for me.
I guess that's how we know it's been an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that AI verification to make sure we are not a robot and we are humans on our TikTok live is our 1 hour cue. Would you
They said
looky there?
that bow tie. We know he's got some AI people up there talking. That's not the real Billy. He don't have 6 fingers.
This was a blast.
We've got one more comment here from Danny Pig.
Hey,
Hey, Danny. Danny said, I try to do a song where I like it, not necessarily like the original artist did. We talking, in terms of when you find a song you like, but make it your own.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what art is all about. It's interpretation. Art is all about interpretation, and music is made for others to interpret, whether it be in the perspective of the original writer or to interpret and how it connects in their own life.
I like to try to do things where it stays true to what it was by the original artist, but still with my own flair to it.
As somebody who does judge our local competitions and things, especially the ones that are going to move forward into the KWC, something we look for when we're listening to somebody isn't that it just sounds straight up rehearsed. We don't want to hear just a copy of the original. We want to hear you sing the song. We want to feel you sing the song. We don't just want to hear you repeat it. And that's art right there. It's making it your own.
Yeah, and there's people that put that emotion in there. I mean, I feel like one of our singers, our oldest singer, probably Glenn. When he sings that "I Believe" by Elvis, at least half the time he'll get a tear in his eye because I mean he gets into that song emotionally, invests in that song, and I mean that's the kind of passion that we want. And you don't got to wait till you're 82 to do that. These young singers need to start getting that passion like that in their singing as well.
Where's the passion?
But that's a good thing about like it's a karaoke family. We got young singers and old singers, and everybody's not afraid to pass the information and knowledge that they have on to the other singers, and that's just what I enjoy about doing what we do.
I've truly found my community through karaoke.
I have to.
And that's kind of part of the reason for this podcast to just because when we're working and we're having to DJ karaoke, it's like we don't all have a time a lot of times to tell each individual person some of these tips here. So it's cool that they can watch this, and we can bring on artists like Billy, who's in my mind very successful. He's got three good bands that he's part of there, so he's definitely a person that can pass some knowledge on to some of these would be singers that would like to get into bands and would like to write music and do things like that.
I mean, even me as a karaoke DJ and just starting on a podcast, the amount of times I've asked for Billy's input on songs that I'm learning on guitar, something about my mix board, like what his information is very valued. That like BowTie just said, that's what we love. We love that community and support between musicians. We want to give that back as well.
And so Billy, actually, I remember you told me a little bit about you went to rock and roll high school.
Yeah, Arkansas High School is a after-school music program in Apex, North Carolina. I did a lot there. I learned guitar there. I learned to sing there. Well, I didn't learn to sing there. I sang before that. I did temple theater. Um, but yeah, Arkansas High School, I was in multiple like house bands there. So that's how I got used to being in a band. Um, if you're still young, or if you have kids that want to get into bands, like music schools like that teach so much. Yeah. If Apex is near you and you have kids, go there. It's wonderful.
All right, so I think we're gonna wrap up this episode of Entertainment After Dark with Boston C and BowTie.
Before we wrap this up, do you guys want to crowd surf our bear?
And
Oh,
we're gonna
yes.
close it off with a little crowd
We
surf.
haven't crowd surfed the bear yet. Are we crowd surfing or couch surfing it? I don't know. Here
This is
we
basically
go.
what happened at my show at Cannonball Music Hall in Raleigh.
And that was episode 4 of Entertainment After Dark with Boston C and BowTie. Here's your baby. Have a great night.